Hello, everybody, and welcome to DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast, or is it Blow and Speakers Podcast? My name is Hanson Pierce, coming to you from here, actually. Always with me is...
I Candy Randy. I did not give myself that nickname. That's not allowed. And behind the board over there mixing and mastering is the preacher, Mr. Ethan. Welcome.
Thank you.
How's your day been?
My day is fantastic.
Thank you. That's so good.
He's like, shut the hell up. And joining us today on our DTC Blow and Smoke Patreon, Pierce came up with this idea a while ago. We're trying to get some of our favorite musicians who come and play at Deadwood Tobacco Company, learn a little bit more about them, their background, their goals, some funny stories along the way. Someone who has been on our stage many, many times, including the Blues Fest documentary launch just a couple of weeks ago. Everybody say hello to Mr. Johnny Hastings.
Thanks for having me.
The crowd goes wild.
That's awesome for you to come through. Randy,
you want me to start off?
Sure.
Okay. So tell us a little bit, since I know you a little bit and your family a little bit. Most of what we talk about with this segment is obviously the musical side of things. So tell us about growing up and how you discovered music and some of like your earliest memories around the way that music affected your early life.
Oh man, yeah. It was my mom's a musician, so I started in the womb, and I think. I don't know, maybe about 4 years old, I can kind of remember really digging music, dancing around and whatever. She taught band, so I was always at her concerts and everything. A couple of years later, about 7 years old, I got my first drum set for Christmas, and annoyed the shit out of my mom for a while. But she loved it, she let me do it and let me annoy her, and it just kind of stemmed from there. Then I went to trombone, was my next instrument.
Oh, very sexy. All the girls lined up.
Brass, baby.
Middle school band. Like, oh, look at that trombone player.
It's all that fisting action that you're doing while you're doing it.
That's right.
Yeah. So were you like, when you started playing the drums, was that like an immediate love, or were you
yeah.
No, I just want to learn every fucking thing now?
It was drums. I thought I was going to be a drummer.
Nice.
Yep. I still play drums, but...
I was going to say, you seem like you know your way around each instrument. Maybe not each instrument, but you seem proficient at anything that you've played that I've seen.
Yeah, I play by ear.
Okay.
So when I was young, even my mom, I was in her band class in school. She was the teacher. And, you have to learn to read music. But on the trombone, you can read notes, but
right.
There's positions for that slide.
Yeah. So
I memorized those notes with these positions and the sound, and would hear us try to play the song a couple times, and then I would have it. I wasn't really reading it.
Right.
I was just hearing it and replaying what I was hearing.
So like even now, do you read notes at all, or fuck no?
But I did. I ended up.
No. I understand.
No, yeah. If I put it takes time. It's not like riding a bike.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't practice it, you lose it.
Right.
And I went to college for guitar in LA, and I had to read music there, but I made it all the way through high school playing all these instruments, not reading music. So I got to college and I was like, oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Now I gotta do music theory and all this other stuff. Like what kind of take us through like your litany of instruments that you played in high school?
Trombone. I started playing guitar in middle school.
Yep.
I kept playing drums through high school. But guitar kind of just took over. But with guitar comes any stringed instrument. I can play bass
and violin, pretty good.
No. Anything with frets, strings and frets.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
So mandolin. I can dabble in banjo. I could fake banjo for a night if I need to.
In my opinion, everybody is faking banjo.
That's very true.
Unpopular opinion, but that's mine.
Except for Steve Martin.
Yeah.
No shit, yeah.
Dude. What about vocal?
Oh, so at about third grade, my mom decided I needed to be in Rapid City Children's Chorus. So it was like the citywide children's chorus. You started in third grade, you went all the way through high school. I don't even know how late you were supposed to do it because I didn't do it all the way. But I started singing in these little choruses, singing Christmas music and praise music, stuff like that, and I hated it. I thought I was like, this is not cool. This is not what I want to do. I want to be a rock star, But I'm so glad she made me do that because it got me singing at a young age, and And even with that, I wasn't. There's music, but I was just reading the words. The rest of it was just all by ear. And
yeah, it's like the running back with the ballet lessons. You're like, why the fuck do? Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah,
And you could just hear the note and hit it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Interesting.
So Ethan, if you don't know, is also a drummer. He had a stint as a musician in college and such. And if the timing is right and we're having a big event, he has been known to jump up on stage at Deadwood Tobacco for a time or two. Who you sat in with? Did you sit in with Tough Roots? Did you give those congos a pounding or two? And have you picked up the sticks lately on stage here?
No.
No. Too busy shooting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I had sold the kit when we left Omaha, and you hate it because you put all of this money into equipment, and then you get pennies on the dollar. And it was like 8 years I hadn't played. And then my son, he's in band, he's doing snare drum, and I bought this beautiful, because I had played on shit my entire life. I just couldn't afford it, right? So I got this inspiring drum kit, like Black Beauty snare and vinyl cymbals, and I said, man, if you learn to play this, it's to my son, right? If you learn to play this kit's yours. But until then, it's mine.
And you still have it today.
I still
Is that the kit that's in the man cave, the Beat Creative editing suite?
Yeah, but it was actually Brandon who he would keep inviting me up, man, and I didn't want to follow up Freddie. That dude's a freaking pro, man.
Oh man.
And then Freddie would come over and give me some drum lessons, and you realize like what you did by ear, and he's like, I've heard you do this rudiment, and I'm like, I didn't know it was a rudiment. I had never seen, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's a difference between playing by ear and actually knowing what you're doing.
Sure.
Definitely.
And being able to read. So
Yep.
So we're going to put that on the agenda next time. So when's our next real big party event? Probably St. Patty's Day.
It's a single sucker's white trash fucking party.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We'll get you up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Rusty.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You have
At
to
that
wear
point,
a
I think
stained wife beater.
everyone's going to be.
I've heard you play drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got up at some point. Maybe it was with Brandon.
Yeah.
It was good.
I always wanted to take the stick and then lick it all the way down.
Oh yeah.
Are we still talking about drums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Point at someone hot.
Throw it in the
Babe
audience.
Ruth
in your
of the
tongue.
fucking.
Put your phone number on it. Throw it to the hot girl. Perfect.
Jesus, let's get back on track.
Yeah.
So you're in LA, you're playing guitar at a guitar school.
I am. Yep.
Okay. Did you have any like bands going on at that point in time?
yeah,
or
man.
floating in and out of something?
I did. I had a band with who became my roommate, Jonah Nimoy, and the Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy's grandson.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Nice.
he was my roommate. We had some bands. He had his band, and I played guitar in it. We played the Whiskey A Go Go and the Viper Room and all the cool spots that I wanted to
starting
play.
off hot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Jesus Christ.
like, hell yeah, let's go. Because I grew up listening to The Doors and all the way to Motley Crue, all the bands that played there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that. I also had some other original projects with guys at school. That's all you did, For 2 years, I lived at this school basically. I had an apartment, but we would go there at 8 a.m, go to class until 4 p.m, and then after that you'd be at school until midnight.
Oh wow.
And just jamming with people, practicing,
Right.
meeting people.
Is that kind of where you got, like I like the blues a lot, so I'm gonna focus on the blues, or was it like all different kinds of music? It was rock and everything else.
All kinds of music. I've always loved blues, and that comes from my mom. She, I started listening to B.B. King and Clapton and Buddy Guy when I was real little, and she kind of put that in me. And I've always liked it. And going through college, I was more into rock or fusion, jazz stuff. Anything different that I hadn't heard before, and I didn't decide that, I needed to just focus on what I really loved until I came back from college, and I moved back for a girl. It didn't work out, but
that's fair, because are you actually going to make it as a musician in LA? Fuck no. Come back to the hills of South Dakota.
it worked
That's
out.
where the scene is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I feel like if I would have stuck around, it would have been great too. I had good contacts. I mean, my roommate Jonah, he plays for the Offspring now.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite the.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, right. So there's opportunity there, but it's different. I come back here and I make a living. I pay my bills playing guitar. It's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, that's all you can really ask for.
Right. But you know what? I was at your old spot in the basement, and seeing Brandon Sprague, man. That's when I was like, shit. This is my favorite music, and I want to do this.
Circa what years were you in college, and then when did you come back?
I went to college from 2011 to 2013, and I came back in 2014. I probably saw Brandon in 2015.
You're right. We are old.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can see, like, especially if you're into that kind of shit, because when he's in the zone and he starts wailing, he's fucking great.
He's the best. I love him.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
So, sorry, I'm getting my timeline mixed up. So you come back from college. Like, how long before you were like, let's start putting something together. Let's get on stage. Was it like you take a little sabbatical from it, and then you're like, fuck, I miss it, and I'm going to come back to it? What was the process there?
I've always played. I never stopped. So when I came back, it wasn't like, all right. Well, I came back and I was playing with Molly. I was playing with Randy's wife, and in that band, that was right when I came back. In that band, we had the bass player who's in Stillhouse Down, Caleb Beam, and me and Molly, and it started with Chris Wells and another guitar player, and people would fall off. And actually, before Caleb was in it, I think I played bass.
I think you did too. Yeah,
I played bass. Then Caleb joined, and I switched to guitar.
I think we had Mike Hermanson in there for a little bit, and then Oak stepped in.
Then he came and played drums. Then we didn't have a drummer, so I moved to drums. Chris Wells came in on guitar. That's right. So I played every instrument in that band at some point.
Except for one, he would not sing.
I wouldn't sing.
Yep.
I wasn't a singer.
Yep. Wouldn't do it. And this was back in the day when there was Venue 8 or Dublin Square, whatever you want to call it. The Loud had a lot of music. They still do. Back Porch and Spearfish. Yep. We drove for 5.5 hours to some casino gig East River.
Fort Randall.
Yeah, Fort Randall.
That's where those stories are from, I bet.
No. We don't talk about what happens. That's sovereign town. That's different country. We don't talk about that.
What happens in Fort Randall stays in Fort Randall. That's an old saying.
Yeah, but I will tell the one story. And it's actually pretty funny. So Johnny was very young. And when he was playing in the band, and Molly always wanted a band, a cover band, when they weren't writing anything. It was just kind of a way to get out on a few weekends. And there was a year or so that it was pretty popular, playing quite a bit, 2-3 weekends a month and doing okay. And so we get invited to play the Knuckle. And I'm trying to book them. I'm in radio at the time, and there's a lot of, just stupid, Black Hills musician politics, which I'm sure is probably still around. You just never get away from it. And we're playing at the Knuckle, and set break. So first set goes off, and everything's cool. It's not super busy, but not bad. And then there was a big fan that came up. And I could be completely wrong about this because I had a couple as well. So this big fan comes up, and we're all kind of gathered over by where the arena part of the Knuckle is, and bought beers for everybody. Mm-hmm. And gave everybody in the band a beer, and gave Johnny a beer. And I think it was Ken, one of the owners, saw it, and Johnny wasn't 21.
Oh, yeah.
And so the Ken flipped a fucking gasket.
Oh, I bet he
And
did.
Not on Johnny, but on like Molly and me. And he's like, I know he's not 21. You can't be drinking. I'm like, your fan bought it for me. Like, you handed it to him. What do you expect him to do? And so then Johnny spent the next 2 set breaks in timeout and had to sit with me and Molly at a table because he was grounded.
Oh, man.
That's the only story I'm going to tell. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yep.
That this guy was so excited, like loved the band, and he's like, and it was. We can be honest now. It was a bunch. I mean, some of the songs were fun, but man, it was a bunch of just retread kind of trying to make $500 in a night playing bar gigs, and But it was. I mean, it was a fun time while it lasted. But I was doing morning radio, so I'd go to the gigs on like a Friday that would play till midnight or 1 a.m. And I'd been up since 4 because I had to be on the air at 5:30. I was like, oh, this is not fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's how I first met Johnny and Johnny's mom, who is awesome, by the way. Your mom is a trooper. She comes to all kinds of shows. She was your biggest fan at Blues Fest. I saw her running around having a great time. She comments on everything on social media, and you can tell she's incredibly proud of you and what's going on. And I think it's cool when parents can take that joy in their kids and with their accomplishments. And I think I saw you at Guitar Masters one time. Your mom was right there in the front row.
Yep.
Can talk about that experience a little bit. I love that program, and I don't know if it's still around or what happened. Tell a little bit about that. Yeah.
That's funny because I'm doing it this year.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, I haven't done it. I probably did it 10 years ago. I think it was 2016, something like that. And that was incredible. I don't even know how old I was 10 years ago. 20. I was 22. 22, and they asked me to do it. Kerry Morin, one of the best guitar players I've ever met, one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yep.
Check him out, Kerry Morin. Josh Marquis and Lauren Erickson. And I looked up to all these guys, so I was honored to be a part of that. And I hadn't really done my own thing yet. I was always somebody's guitar player. So I had to figure out, I was like, oh shit, I got to figure something out. So I decided I was going to sing.
Yep.
I was like, I got to.
That was the turning point,
These guys are way better guitar players than me, so I got to do something else. And so I put a set together and was singing, and it was a good show.
Pierce, you would have dug it because it was so many different types. I forget the name. What was Kerry's big band before your time?
Atoll.
The Atoll. When they used to play the Uptown Grill, when Downtown Rapid used to be super cool, and you could go, and the stage was right by the front, and it was a tiny little, almost like the old one at the shop.
Yeah.
A tiny little triangle, and the Atoll would play there all the time. And then Kerry gets up, and I'm not a musician, so tell everybody his style. What's his exact style that he's playing currently? Because it's very unique.
Yeah, he does his own tunings. So that it's not, you can't just, I couldn't just pick up his guitar and play it, or anybody. And then he's a fingerstyle player. So he's got a bass line going with his thumb or middle finger or something. And then he's got melodies going with the other fingers. And it's really cool. Very unique. And yeah, it's unbelievable. He's an alien.
And then one of the other musicians was, as you mentioned, Josh Marquis was up there, and Josh is just a wild man. His band Granite Sun has played here a couple of times too. We get him when we really, really want to be loud because that's what he does. And he
do it well though.
Yes.
He does it. Well. Fuck, dude.
And they can play anything. So he's there, and I think it was his last song, and I cannot remember what it was, but he's like, well, I don't think anybody's done this before in the Guitar Masters. So he ripped off, was it Megadeth or Anthrax or something? I mean, he played some heavy on an acoustic, and it was absolutely hilarious and incredible because you have music lovers, but a lot of that crowd is there to appreciate the art of guitar. Right. So you've got Kerry with his fingerstyle, and then rips into that, and there's some blue-haired ladies just kind of looking around. What did I get myself into? Yeah.
It's good for him. It's good for him.
Yep, absolutely. So fast forward a little bit, and you're playing around. You're in your own projects. You're playing guitar for other bands. And then one of the bands I know that is active all the time, but very active in the summertime for you guys is Camp Comfort. Tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Camp is Nevada Ellison. He's the dad of that project, but we linked up probably about that time, 2015, 2016. She just needed a guitar player for certain shows, and he's an awesome guy. If you guys don't know Nevada, I just loved working with him, and I was getting to that point playing music where it mattered who I was around and who I was playing with. Like, I wasn't just looking for a gig anymore. I wanted to enjoy the people I was around.
Right.
And I just love the guy, and he writes great songs, great lyrics, and we kind of hit it off. And I played guitar with him. We went through a lot of band members, a lot of drummers, a lot of bass players, even keyboard players.
It's always the damn drummers.
Yeah, but I stuck around through it with him, and I even quit the band at one point, and then he started to record, and I went and did the tracks for it, and I was like, I still like this, so I'm going to play with you some more. And that was 2000, whatever, I don't know, and I'm still there 6-7 years ago.
And that's a band that people can see a lot at bigger type street dances and stuff in the summertime. Yeah, so it's a band that's got some regional. Yeah. So in that particular band, what's been one of your best experiences, like your a large gig or something that caught you off guard?
We just played Shangri-La. It's in Minnesota. It's a big hippie fest, man, but it is cool. Music lovers, people that just love life, having a good time. We've been trying to play that show for probably 5-6 years. We've been putting our name in, and somebody couldn't make it this year, and our name was next, I guess. And we had some good friends that could, put in a good word, and we got there, and we were the earliest slot on Friday, I think it was. And it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday festival, so we're earliest slot on the first day.
Sure.
And
you were just welcoming everybody in.
Exactly. And I don't think they knew us, they didn't know what to expect, and we fucking brought it. Like, we're a high energy band.
Oh yeah,
dude.
I don't know that I've ever seen you guys without high energy, and my my favorite thing. I started 3 years ago now. Have to take my daughter out to college in Brookings, right? So I stay at my sister's house in Sioux Falls, and I call one of my old friends, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, man, there's a fucking great band coming into town. All my friends are raving about it. Would you want to come down? And I was like, fuck yeah, cool, man. I always love live music. And I walk in, and it's you guys. And I look up, and I was like, Camp fucking Comfort. I was like, the band that I was like, I can see these guys 100 times in the hills. And I come out here, and I was like, thank God, dude. At least I fucking know I like these guys. Yeah, so we had a good night just listening to tunes. Yeah.
It's a fun band, and it's all original, man. We do play covers. If we're doing a bar show, it'll probably still be, 80% original, and we'll throw in 20% of covers. And, it's like reggae rock, like Sublime meets Chili Peppers meets, I don't know, Red Dirt country even, Nevada's a little country. And,
with a little bit of funk in there.
Yeah, and my blues influence and funk, and it's a cool style, and I don't hear anybody else doing it, but it's such a fun band. It's one of those things I was saying, I love everybody in that band. I love being around them. I love working with them.
So as not a singer, do you like to be with that band sometimes because it gives you a chance to step back and you're like, I can just play my fucking guitar and I can groove and I don't have to worry about putting on the show.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to have different projects. If I was doing the same thing all the time, I'd go crazy. I got my solo project in my band, and then camp. And camp is fun because I get to, it's not a style of music that I grew up listening to or playing. So I've learned to love reggae and even kind of harder rock stuff. And it's fun to write that. I really enjoy writing it. And I would say I'm kind of the musical director in the band. So I have a lot of ideas and everybody's really open to them. We communicate well when we're writing. That's key.
Right.
And, I don't boss people around, but I put input in.
Right. Sure. Well, you're at the helm of one ship, and then you're part of the crew of the other ship.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's. I mean, you're always going to be a little bit of an influence, and I feel like that's probably just part of your personality, especially when it comes to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's writing like, man?
Writing music?
Yeah. What's your process and inspiration? And
always different.
Yeah.
Inspiration for my own stuff is when it's just me writing, is very personal. I've only written a couple of times and it be something about somebody else or something else. Most of my stuff is shit I've lived, and I'm only 32, but I've been through some shit.
Right.
And that comes through in that writing. With camp, I don't do any of the lyric writing, but the process with that band will be Nevada will have lyrics and maybe a couple of chords. He'll bring that to me, and I'll put in more chords and put a bridge in and a chorus and change maybe the way he's singing something, and then we'll take it to the guys, and then we'll just hash it out.
With your own stuff, man, could it go either way? Like, do you hear the tune first and then you write the lyrics, or either way?
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of times I write. A lot of lyrics are just written without any music, and then later they're just there. I just have like a book of lyrics.
Yep.
They're more like poems, really.
Yep.
Or stories, and then I'll try to piece them together into lyrics. And music, man, I play guitar 2-3 hours a day every day, and I'm not learning new songs usually. I'm playing whatever I want and writing and trying to be creative. Or I've got guitars all over the house. Doesn't matter where you're sitting, you can pick up a guitar and I just, whatever I'm feeling comes out. So I try to on my phone and my memos it's got probably 1,000 recordings. And one of the things is I'll go back and try to play them. I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool, and I'll go play it, and I'm like, I don't have no idea how to play that. That's too hard.
Who the fuck wrote this down?
Way too hard. But
you could have a lick, and then you hear the hook. And
yeah. Usually it starts with a hook, like a hook with a couple of chords.
Yeah.
And then it'll go from there. But it's always different.
Is it like you find your muse whenever you find it, you whip out your phone, you leave yourself a voice memo, or is it like you dedicate time to sit down and kind of hash out what's in your mind?
Both.
Both.
Yep.
So outside of the Camp Comfort guys and working with Nevada, who else have you enjoyed collaborating with, if anybody? Is there someone else that you've written with? Or you're like, hey, this is a pretty good synergy we've got here, and this is going to work out well. Or are you outside of that project? Are you more just like solo and internalize?
Pretty solo, but I do a lot of session work where I play on other people's stuff. So I do a lot of writing guitar parts for them,
Like the Wrecking Crew.
and Tom Willock from
Toadstool.
Toadstool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I played on his whole album.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
And he let me write my own parts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. For the most part. There's some things where you're just like, it needs to be that. But I write a lot of music with Caleb Bume. He's the bass player in the band. Mm-hmm. We get together, and my computer's full of recordings of us. He's a great writer, and he hears music in a really cool way. It's way different than anybody I've ever met. So,
and you've been playing with him for a long time, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of your, once you're back in the hills, one of your earliest collaborators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first moved back from college, we moved in together with a singer, Dan Bernison, and I mean, our living room was a drum kit, a PA, and guitar amps, bass amp. You know.
Yep.
You sat on an amp.
Yeah, that's the way
That
to
was
do it.
our furniture.
Yep. and another one of your frequent collaborators, and I'm assuming he's here tonight, is Oakley. Tell us a little bit about Oak.
Oak, he won't be here tonight.
Okay.
But I played Oak with Oak for years, and I love him like a brother. He's been there for everything in my life, and even before I went to college, I did the Dublin Square days with him. Dublin Square was a venue that he ran. I mean, for the music side of it, it was. He put me on sound and lights sometimes, and I did that all through high school. That's how I got to know everybody.
Right. And Oakley, if you don't know, Oakley Rathbun, Oakley Ty, he is the middle of a very musical tri-generation, or probably more, family. His dad, Terry, is a tremendous drummer, just absolutely fantastic. And then his kids, many of them in his mixed family with Roxanne, are the Rathco.
Yeah. Incredible band. I love them all.
Yeah, it's great to have somebody like that in the Black Hills, and
it is.
Yeah, he's also a radio guy, so we got to give that out.
That's right.
Good job, Oak.
Yep. And we had a lot of projects together. I love that guy.
So outside of writing your own stuff internally and things that you feel are writing with Nevada and the band there, obviously music is your life. Known you for a while, and you had a gig at Haggerty's, wonderful shop, and a while back I talked to you and you're like, nope, I'm doing music full time.
Yeah.
What's it been like, that transition here in the Black Hills? Not a big metro, but there are opportunities for someone who can seamlessly go through genres. How has it been making your life in the hills as a working musician?
Awesome. Yeah, I just got back from Nashville, and I was like, holy shit, I couldn't do what I do in the Black Hills here.
I was gonna say, it kind of lends you a little bit of freedom to be in the hometown.
Yeah.
It seems like you've really surrounded yourself with a bunch of great musicians too.
Oh, the best.
Which has to just give the vibrations of goodness when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Because if you're all feeding off of each other, then you all have that collaborative umbrella over you.
Oh, exactly. And we just naturally kind of find each other. It just happens, but I did the music store gig, which I still love, and if they needed help, they could call me tomorrow and I'd go work, sell guitars or work on them, and that's always there, and I love it. But in May of this year, I decided I wanted to just play music, and I wanted to spend my days working up, playing guitar or writing or recording, and then play as many shows as I can, and it's turned out to be great. I tried to do this years ago when I was still using, and it wasn't great.
A little too much time on your hands.
Oh man, it was fun, but it didn't work. Right? The cool thing about the Black Hills is you get paid to play.
Right.
That doesn't happen everywhere. I don't think people realize that. But
no, a lot of places it's the opposite. You pay to play, which is ridiculous the way that works out in some of the bigger metro areas.
Yeah.
Well, and I would think especially in Nashville and shit, you're just kind of swimming through hoping that you find another good musician. I mean, it's not like you can go out to a show, and maybe you find somebody that you kind of dig or that you kind of vibe with. But out here, there's such a sense of family. There's always something magical and magnetic about the Black Hills as a kind of a healing spot. So I just feel like going out and being able to play and getting referrals. You're not getting, oh, hey, Johnny, you should meet my cousin who's really good at this. And then you go waste fucking a day and a half talking to this guy and he's not as great as you think. But around here, you have the word of mouth from people that you trust that this is a worthwhile person to collaborate with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the only thing is you get where I feel like where I'm at now. I've played the Blues Fest, I've played Deadwood Jam, I've played the Levitt and Sioux Falls. Like I've played the big shows in South Dakota. So I have this constant feeling of wanting to do more and better, and grow. Right. So it's hard to do that maybe here, but like I said, I was just in Nashville and I was there and I was kind of like, man, I'm ready to be home already. Like, maybe it's not that bad, but and I think if I went to a place like Nashville or went back to LA or something, which I never would, but I don't think it'd be too long before, now that I know what I want to do,
right,
and the style I want to do, and I think I'd be able to find it pretty quickly.
Well, I would assume, because I'm not a musician in the least, I would assume that good musicians find each other. That you all speak a language that the lay people can't understand. So if you're in a jam session or you're just hanging out at somebody's house and you got a bunch of players there, you can all know, all right, well, this guy's super nice. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have what we have.
Right. Yeah.
And then you can find a way to work with those that you think will be good partners.
Yeah, there's definitely that guy's got it kind of thing, and you can watch us on stage too. If there's a jam going on, you can tell by the way a musician looks at another musician if they got it or if they don't got it.
Well, and speaking of that, you mentioned Blues Fest earlier. This past summer, we hosted a couple events here at Deadwood Tobacco Company, and one of those guys that I think, as a layperson, got it is Vince Converse.
Yeah.
Tell me about, didn't you go record with Vince soon after that? Or still working on it, maybe?
Haven't recorded with Vince, but have hung out with him a lot, man. That guy's become a brother. I love him. And I grew up listening to Vince. I knew about him, and he would come to town. He played at Dublin, and it was a big deal. This guy that played with some of the greats is coming to town, and I saw him and I was blown away. I was like, how does somebody move those strings like he does? Because it's not normal.
No, I imagine not.
Incredible. And fast forward 10 years or more, and you call me and you say, hey, you're gonna do the jam with Vince Converse, and I tried to play it cool. I'm like, all right,
yeah, sounds good.
All right, I'll be there.
yeah, good times. And if you missed that, we're gonna do it again. You can't capture magic like that.
Oh, God, that was
by planning. It just happens. But we're gonna do our best to have another great event like that. And speaking of that event, I know that you had the opportunity to many times hang out and visit with Chris Stone Ingram, Kingfish, and he actually played your guitar on the main stage.
He did.
How did your friendship with him start?
Well, I was coming up here for the Blues Fest and had to stop and pay a drummer in Sturgis. And I was like, I got a little time. I'll hit up my buddy Sivan, who's an incredible saxophone player. We all know Sivan. And because he's on the way here to drive. So he's like, you got to come over, man. I'm so glad you called. Kingfish is in my kitchen. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. Try to play it cool. Like, yeah, all right. I probably have time. I got time. And showed up, and yeah, they're just hanging out. His wife Abby's cooking food. I love Abby. I've known her forever. And I just, went in and those guys are they're younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're, Chris, I think he's...
How's that feel, old man?
Yeah.
I felt it, man. I was like, but I tell you what, right away, I mean, that guy's got soul. That kid's got soul, and you can feel it when he's playing music. But super nice guy. Met him right away, and we were, had dinner, and we were talking guitars, and he's asking me what I play. He's like, man, I'd really like to play a 335. I need to get one. I'm like, oh, I got it in the truck. I'll grab it, and brought it in. And he jammed on it for a little bit, and he liked it. And I'm like, well, just play it at your show, He's like, oh, that'd be great. So his tech took it and set it up with heavier strings, and I still play it with heavier strings. It feels pretty good, but it's got his mojo,
Oh, exactly. Yeah. You don't want to mess that up.
But no, he was very kind. It was nice to meet somebody that's doing it at that level. That was so humble and just cool.
I was gonna say it's got to feel good to be like in that form of music now that the resurgence or the seeming resurgence is happening.
Yeah.
Because it seems like within the last 10 years, to be honest with you, that blues is really kind of bubbling back up to the surface and taking the main stage again instead of just being dirty little bar shows.
I think all organic music
good
is.
too, but-
I think all music that doesn't have have electric sounds in it is coming back a little bit. People are drawn to it. It's natural, and bluegrass, or outlaw country, and blues, and even funk and soul music's coming back. And AI's happening right now, and I don't think it's going to survive. People are going to get over that and realize it's not the thing. And what will survive is the blues, man.
Yes.
Well, and that's one of the things that I love about music, and I know it's not an imperfection, but for example, somebody's playing an acoustic and you can hear them slide on the string.
Yeah.
And that little note that their finger makes sliding on the string, I think often adds as much, if not more, than the notes they're purposely playing. And you can't fake that. That's something, and you can't fake. I mean, I don't know anything about tempo or a little bit off key here or there, but it's the imperfections in the music from a human being that makes it so cool.
Yes.
And they may not be imperfections. Maybe it's something that they wanted to do on purpose, and then you can't just tell a computer to do that.
No. I mean, you could try, but it probably get it fucked up.
Yeah, you can tell it to write your history paper, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Johnny, where's it all going, man? Like, what would be the moment of culmination for you where, like, this is where I want to be? What's that moment?
I think I'm in it, but
I'm gonna say, is it ever evolving?
it is. There's always goals,
and then you
but
take another step.
I mean, I wanted to play guitar and pay my bills.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Is there a certain gig, like, I want to be playing this place with this band?
Yeah, I've camp is always going to keep growing, so I don't have to worry about that one as much. Like, we're playing these bigger things, and there's always going to be somebody seeing us take us to the next thing.
Can you just can you fill people in on what camp is?
Oh yeah, Camp Comfort's how do you describe it? Reggae, rock, red dirt, blues band.
Okay. Yeah, and you can't take your eye off them because Nevada's in the band. But my personal favorite to watch, and I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Yeah, the Vanilla Gorilla.
Yep. He is wild, man. One of my best friends. I've known him forever. We played in bands like Funk Nasty.
Oh yeah.
That was a good band.
Yep, that was a good band.
Yeah. And he was in 40 Minute Feel Good. Some real OGs will remember that one. But yeah, that it's a party band. We started out as a bar band, playing original music and playing Sublime, stuff like that. And it's, we've been a band forever. Nevada's been playing those songs forever, and this group of guys has been a band for 6 years now. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty long time.
It is, yeah, especially in an area like this, where there's so many turnover.
Especially with all the drugs and shit we did.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Lots of Advil on the road.
Make yourself feel better. So in your history, and I'll call it brief history because you're about 15 years younger than the rest of us here, 20 for Ethan. What has been your favorite collaboration, either at a festival or playing with somebody? And then the other one is, what was one of your worst gig experiences? Either the crowd sucked, the venue sucked. What the best and the worst so far in your young career as a musician?
Told you you'd have to say it about the ugly girl.
Well, hands down, the best, the Vince Converse jam after the Deadwood jam. I mean, that night, I get goosebumps thinking about what happened, man, and it'll never happen again.
Right.
It was just everything was right. Perfect storm. And I'm really glad a lot of you guys got to see that.
Absolutely.
And experience that, because I'm still riding the high from that night, and that was a long time ago. That was, I don't know if every once in a while I'm kind of like, is this what I want to be doing? Do I need to be playing bars and, playing music? Do I just want to do this for fun? But then I have nights like that, and I was like, no, this is what I need to be doing. And hopefully somebody got that recorded a little bit.
So Jamaica shot, and Ethan has I don't know how many terabytes of video.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it all. I want to hear it.
I wish I had better stuff. This is Saturday night, right?
Saturday night, Friday nights when Kingfish sat in.
Yeah.
But yeah, both nights. Yeah, Friday was the crazy
Friday
one.
was the
Yeah.
fucking. Oh my god! I still get goosebumps when I think about it.
Worst gig. Shit.
You don't have to say the name of the bar, or you could blast them if you want to. That's up
Oh
to
my
you.
gosh. You know, when I was younger, there was a lot of bad gigs, but we turned them into good ones because we'd have some drinks. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. I can't even think of a bad gig.
That is very diplomatic of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
I don't really have one.
Just back in the olden days when things were foggy. Whatever.
Just tie one on. It'll be great.
Yeah, be a good time. Good time. So if you had your druthers of anybody who's out there right now, either in the reggae roots rock world or the blues world or any of the other ones that you dabble in, who would you like to collaborate with that's on a national scale that maybe our viewers and listeners would have heard of?
Gary Clark.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I love
Ding,
Gary,
ding, ding,
man.
ding. Yeah.
I love Gary. I'd love to play with Buddy Guy again. I did get to play with Buddy.
Go ahead and tell everybody that story. I was there for that one.
Yeah.
How did you get picked, by the way?
Deb Lux.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Deb's done a lot for the music scene and for me, and she knew Buddy's guitar tech from years back, and I played the day before with a band, Outer Space Real Estate, with Garrett Holtz and a bunch of good crew. So I had my pass for the next day, and Buddy was playing, and my mom was there with her friends. And I'm like,
So this was Deadwood Jam when it used to be in the train station parking lot, probably circa 11 or 12 or 13, something like that.
2016.
Oh, was it 16? Okay, there you go.
Maybe 17. I think it was 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there, pretty hungover. But I was there. I was going to hang out with my mom and see Buddy Guy, and I had my pass, you know. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go backstage and just see how far I can get, you know, just to hang out. And Buddy's already.
I like it. Yeah.
Buddy's already playing, and I'm like, nah, it's not like he's already on stage. So I go back there, and I'm kind of standing on the side towards the back, and this guy is like starts yelling at me. I'm like, oh, I got to get out of here, you know. But he's yelling and waving, but he's waving like, come here. I'm like, well, he's gonna kick me off that side, I guess, the opposite side. And I get over there, and he's like, all right, are you, you know Deb Lux? I'm like, yeah. It's like, all right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you this guitar. He gave me Buddy Guy's polka dot blue guitar.
Jesus.
Hands it to me, and he's like, you're gonna go out to that amp. You're gonna plug it in, and you're gonna turn it all the way up. And when he points at you, you go. I'm like
fuck.
what the hell?
Oh, jeez.
This
So
is what I've been practicing.
Deb must have, you know, let him know I was coming back. I don't know this is happening, you know.
That's awesome.
And I'm shaking. My knees are like I can't even walk, you know. Like, and I'm like, all right. He's like, it's your time. And walk out there. And I think Buddy introduced me. I couldn't hear on stage, but introduced me, and I plugged in, and I just kind of stood there, gave the boys in the band a what's up, and Buddy started a song. I think it was Sunshine of Your Love, maybe. And so at some point, he just gave me the thing, you know, gave me the point, and I just ripped into it, you know. And that guitar was not easy to play, man. He's got some beefy hands, but I did my best, and I'm so glad that my mom was there, and she had no idea either. You know?
Right.
So
That's got to be like a great, 360 full circle from being introduced to him by your mother to her seeing you on stage with him.
We went to see him at like Red Rocks, and you know she loved Buddy Guy, and so did I, and so yeah, it was a full circle moment, and it was cold. You know, it's usually cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think we did that song, and he started Voodoo Child maybe, and started playing that, and you know, said go again, and I was going, and he just took his guitar off and started handing out picks, and
nice.
You know, I finished the show, you know, then they broke into like a shuffle, and it was kind of like him walking off and everything, and I was just up there playing with the band still, and it was great.
Jeez.
You know?
That's great. That's amazing. I didn't know. Yeah. See, sometimes you know, luck and circumstances find the right person at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you come see him at the Grand? He played the Grand a couple days, couple years later, and yeah.
I did, and you know, it was in the talks for me to actually play again with him and actually be prepared. And what happened is that the day that he was playing. I can't remember the other artist that played the night before. He
Okay.
was still here, and they'd never met each other. He was another old artist from way back, and they had never met each other. So they had planned that day to hang out and talk about old times, and that went long.
Oh,
so
sure.
He was hanging out with that guy all the way till he walked on stage. So there wasn't really a time, and I was okay with it. I was excited to maybe play with him again, but maybe it'll happen again someday.
Absolutely. I mean, he doesn't tour as much, but he's still active. I think
Yeah.
he's 89, probably, give or take, right about now. And
The last
Yeah.
living legend.
yeah, it'd be great. Hey, maybe you can knock his rate down a little bit, and we can afford him at Blues Fest.
He likes it here.
He does make a couple of phone calls. So before we head off and have you play a little bit of some of your original tunes, just let us know out there in either the whatever music you listen to in your free time, if you have any. Just drop some artists for our viewers that maybe they haven't heard of. Somebody who's up and coming, or somebody who's really caught your ear. Some national artists, some regional artists. Who out there is really doing it, and you really appreciate their work?
Yeah, Marcus King. He's the man right now. Gary Clark's always been, kind of leading the new blues revolution, I feel like. But Marcus is a hell of a guitar player. Unreal. McKinley James is doing cool stuff. GA20 is a good blues band. There's a lot of those are Nashville cats, but yeah, check those guys out.
Awesome. We will have to do it.
One more thing, you did come for the singer-songwriter thing, and you ended up taking the whole fucking show.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, how did that feel?
That was
Getting recognized for
it
that.
felt
good shit.
unreal. It felt undeserved at the time. But yeah, what a great experience. I actually wrote a bunch of songs that I had never played for anybody. They're very personal songs. One song's about my dad. I wrote it the day before the festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you played that at the festival?
Yeah, and my dad passed away when I was young, so it was a pretty emotional song, and I played that. I wrote 2 songs that week and played them for that festival.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and it was great. I did it the year before, and I was super nervous, like knees shaking again, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to try it this year, and I sent in a video to actually do the contest.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked, I think I was the only one from the Black Hills in the actual contest. So I was with guys and girls from all over the region, great songwriters. And I think I just was on that weekend, and I really just talked about my songs and tried to connect with people.
Sure.
Yeah.
And more so than I normally would. And it clicked, and I had a good couple of good performances. And, I said I felt like I didn't deserve it. I got the award, and afterwards I was with the Nashville writers and everything, and I was kind of like, I don't feel like I deserve this, and they said you do, and that made me feel good. Even the people that aren't from here felt that way. So
Nice. And have to put in a plug for Deadwood Tobacco Company, because that makes 3 in a row, my friends, 3 in a row. Tristan Schofield, Mark Joseph, and Johnny Hastings. 3 winners in the Songwriters Contest in a row, having graced the stage here at Deadwood Tobacco Company. So if you are a talented singer-songwriter musician and you want to win the contest, get a hold of me and we'll get your project booked on the stage. 3 for 3, man. We got the magic touch.
Yeah, and if you really want it, you'll do it for free.
No, we're not Nashville. We won't make them do that.
No, we won't do that.
Johnny, anything else you want to add? You want to plug some socials? Where can people find your music?
yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, all that. Just type in Johnny Hastings, Johnny Hastings and Stillhouse Down, Camp Comfort, YouTube, any of that stuff. I do have a live album coming out, live at the Levitt, with the Stillhouse Down. That'll be available hopefully at the beginning of next year.
Very nice.
Is it going to be on vinyl? It doesn't have to be. I guess.
Not yet.
Okay.
Possibly.
Nice. That'd be a fucking great sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is a DTC Blow and Smoke podcast on the old Patreon. Look, you paid good money for this, unless you got it free because you subscribed within the first 30 days. We're always out trying to find some new angle. That is the preacher over there behind the board, mixing and mastering. Don't go anywhere. Johnny's going to play a couple of his original tunes for us. That over there is Mr.
Hanson Pierce.
There you are. And everybody, Johnny Hastings. Make sure you check it out. Johnny Hastings on all of the social media. We'll be right back. DTC, Blow and Smoke.
Oh, when I'm daydreaming, girl, you're Oh, when I'm daydreaming, girl, you're not in them. Oh, but she is sitting there grinning. I got this feeling again, one where this is coming to an end. I got this feeling again, one where this is coming to an end. Well, come on, old girl, stop playing pretend.